Hey there, welcome back to Creepy Encounters. In today's video, my grandma. Prank call lead to creepy person outside our house. Some man 30M just tried to lure me 22F into his car. So let me preface this by saying I am atheistic and have never fully believed in ghosts/afterlife before. I've always felt that to believe something like that I would need to experience something paranormal firsthand. These stories are a lot of the reason why I've come to believe there could be an afterlife. So this all began when my grandmother died a few years back. I was about 14 at the time. Me and grandma had always been close. She was just one of those people who loved everyone and everyone loved her. Needless to say, everyone was sad she was gone. It was a big loss for the family. Jump forward a few months and we have a family get together. It was a holiday of some sort, I think Christmas. This was the first family gathering since my grandmother's passing. My family began to eat dinner and the dining table only had so many seats, so me and my dad sat by ourselves in the front room. I was positioned in a way to where I could see the front door, which is mostly glass, so you can see who's outside. Me and my dad are just eating, minding our own business, and I hear a low creak noise from the front door. I look over and I see the handle, one of those long handles you have to turn 90 degrees straight down to open, facing straight down. The door just started opening at a steady but decently fast pace, and once it was fully open the handle snapped back up as if someone had let go from the other side. I was obviously confused, so I went to look outside and there was no one at all. But for some reason when I walked to the door I got a feeling of peace, like whatever may have entered the house was benevolent. I asked my dad what he thought about it and he gave some generic response like, oh, the wind or something, but how the wind would have turned a handle 90 degrees like that. Since then I've had a couple other interesting experiences. My brother got a tattoo for my grandma after she died and he chose a pineapple to represent her. She's always loved Hawaii and piña coladas, plus she's always been a unique and colorful person, so the tattoo just makes sense. Jump forward a bit more. I'm probably 16 to 17. I went back to grandma's for the first time since she died to mow the lawn for my grandpa. Nothing was really out of the ordinary, so I got on the lawn mower and was putting on some music, and the first song that popped up was the one that goes, if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. Right then for some reason I had the urge to look at my shirt. Keep in mind I just grabbed the first clean shirt I found that morning, and the shirt I was wearing was of course covered in pineapples. This could just be a coincidence, but I've had one other experience that really made me feel strange. Jump ahead again, this was probably a couple months back. I'm 18 at this time. The day was pretty normal, but throughout the day I was thinking about my grandma a lot for no particular reason. My BF's roommate, we will call him Sean, has his mom over staying with us for a little bit because it's Sean's birthday. I engaged with Sean's mom in some deep conversations, and she began talking about her mom. Her mom and my grandma had very similar deaths, like scarily similar. Both had cancer and had a similar bad experience with doctors, and some other details I don't feel I should say. Regardless, I was thinking about her a lot that day, and later on when Sean was opening his presents, one of them happened to be a neon pineapple light. After all that goes down, I'm laying bed in the room with my BF and I get a call from my mom. We talked for a bit about normal stuff, but then she asked me, do you know what day it is? I replied no. She then told me it was my grandma's birthday. Now I'm not sure how to feel about all these things, whether there is paranormal stuff going on or if it's just one big coincidence. However, I feel it's just too perfect to be a coincidence. Like all the shirts I had, of course, it's the one with pineapple on it, and of all the gifts Sean could have gotten, it had to be a pineapple on my grandma's birthday. I like to think that my grandma is just trying to remind me she's watching over me somehow. It's comforting but also a little scary. Anyone else had similar experiences with family passing? I'm on mobile, so if my formatting is awful, I'm sorry. This happened to me and my friends a long time ago. I'm not too sure if this belongs in this subreddit, but I think it fits pretty well. When me and my group of friends were about 12-13, we were really into causing trouble, and although we never got caught by enforcements, we did have our fair shares of run-ins with weirdos and creeps. On this day it was especially frightening though. After a day of using our own personal go-kart on the public roads, super stupid, I know we've grown since then and recognize what we did, but we decided we would go inside and just relax for the rest of the day since we ran out of gas. Eventually we got a phone call and we didn't recognize the number. We answered, but it was someone just breathing on the other end. No words, no sounds, just the constant steady breath into the phone. We decided we were too cool to get prank called, so we told them to fuck off and hung up. After about 10 minutes of watching YouTube and eating snacks on my friend's couch, her phone rang again, the same number. This time I decided to answer since I was a little shit and thought I would be badass. I answered and said, who is this and what do you want? We're busy, stop bothering us. I wish I could say something cool and exciting happened, but it was the same breathing into the phone. We got bored and hung up, but not even 2 minutes after we hung up they called back and said only 2 words. Not even a complete sentence. The creep said, "See you." We didn't think anything much of it, but we were scared shitless, so us being little kids, we sat there wondering what they were trying to tell us. Were they outside looking in without us noticing? Were we safe inside her house? We had a foam baseball bat next to us, and being paranoid little kids, we duct taped a steak knife to it so we at least had the safety of a weapon next to us. But we had been watching Vine compilations for over 30 minutes without incident, so we almost completely forgot about the whole incident until we heard loud footsteps hitting the gravel outside fast. But just so you have an idea of the layout, my friend has a long gravel driveway leading to her house, and in between the houses is a little patch of woods we had carved a path through so we could play hide and seek in them. And her entrance had a small outdoor hallway before the main door, if that makes sense, and that's where the footsteps had started, and that's where they were approaching us from. Without having time to think about what was going on, we ducked behind her couch because the door had a small window that put us into clear view if anyone wanted to look through and see if we were there. We were hiding behind the couch when there was a frequent banging on the door, and they were messing with it. Since I had the bat, I would have to be the one who charged whoever was outside if they got in. Luckily they gave up after about a minute and ran back into the woods. We stayed frozen behind the couch for about an hour before my friend's mom came home, and of course we didn't tell her because we didn't think she would be able to do anything about it, but nothing else ever did happen. The phone calls stopped, and when we tried calling back, the number was disconnected. Not like it mattered or not that any of us could even confirm the two events were related, maybe just timely coincidental. I was walking to the store in the dark, and some man dressed like a rapper and driving a nice car pulled over on the side of the road, got out, and said I'm beautiful and asked me if I wanted to be in a music video for A Boogie, a famous rapper. I said no, and he said that's a shame because it pays well. I said how much, and he said $1,000. I said no because I have a job and would probably get fired if they saw me in a rapper's music video. He said that I wasn't going to be shaking my ass in the music video and it would be a good opportunity. He said we should go to his car to discuss, and he would give me $500 just for discussing the opportunity with him. I said let's discuss it standing right here, and he said no, let's go to my car, I'll get you something to eat, you seem cold. I said no again, and he kept insisting to go to his car. He then whipped out a giant wad of $100 bills, the total must have around $10,000, and said money is no problem for me. And then took out a commercial driver's license and said let's go to my car, you can even hold on to my license, I have a job driving trucks, which is why I have a CDL. It really sketched me out how he claimed that money wasn't an issue and had connections to music videos yet drove trucks. I said no again. Then he changed the story and said I'll give you $5,000 if you let a guy stare at you. He said there would be no sex involved, which was clearly a lie. Like, why would someone offer anyone that much money just to stare at them? He said again let's go in the car and discuss, and I said no. He kept going back and forth, and eventually he gave up and walked away. I'm pretty sure he drove around the block again too. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more real life creepy encounters around the world. See you in the next video. Bye.